Hi, this is Made by Mommy, and today I'm making a video in response to the comments that I saw on the Christmas light charm tutorial. Basically, a number of people asked me, how did I create the garland that is featured at the beginning of the video for the Christmas lights? So I'm going to show you today how I did that. To create this garland, you will need to have already made your Christmas light charms. If you haven't, I'll put a link here so that you can go and make your Christmas lights. As many as you want. I'm just going to use 4 for this video to give you an idea of how to start, and because 4 is what you need to make a bracelet of this length. So once you have your charms ready, you'll need your hook, you'll need your loom, and you'll need the rubber bands that you want to have connecting. I'm going to use green, but knowing all of you, you will come up with all sorts of other creative color combinations. Starting with your arrow pointing forward and your loom in a staggered position, we're going to take 2 rubber bands at a time. And put them on the same way you would for a basic single bracelet. So I did simply though using 2 rubber bands. So 2, 2. And now when I get to a peg where I want to include a charm, I will put only 1 empty rubber band on. And then I will add as the second rubber band one of my charms, hanging off the side, and then switch to 2 rubber bands without charms. And you have a decision to make here on spacing how far you'd like the charms to be. I find that a little bit of space between them is good, otherwise they end up bumping into each other, but that's really your choice to make. I'm going to do spacing of 6 between. If you want to get a sense of the difference in those choices, I can show you. Let me just do. So this is a single rubber band, and now I'm adding my charm. So this one has 6 between, and this garland has 4 between. You could do any number. You could make them even further apart. Just depends on where you're ultimately planning to display. So keep on working all the way down the loom, 2 at a time. And also important to keep in mind is that you don't have to use all matching charms for this. I happened to be using all Christmas lights because that's what was in the photo and what was asked about. But I've seen other people use charms from different videos that I made all on the same garland. So instead of all lights, there would sometimes be a candy cane in the middle or a Santa's hat. Basically whatever inspires you. The application is the same. So 2 at a time, except where you're putting a charm on. When you're putting a charm on, you put 1 empty rubber band and 1 rubber band that has a charm. Working up. The entire length of our loom. So this one, I'm ready for my next charm. So I put just 1, and I take my next charm and hook that on. And then keep going to create a little bit of an extension beyond where the charm is. Now, something to keep in mind, this end is going to be the start over here. So we're going to cap this off with a single band wrapped around 3 times. The other end is where, if you have 2 looms, the extension would be. So rotate your loom around and we're ready to begin hooking. Reaching underneath this capped triple band to catch the 2 rubber bands and bring them up to the side. And you just hook it like you would hook your normal basic bracelet, even though there's a charm on there. Just go right with it. You can do this with just 1 rubber band per position. It works great if you're gonna wrap it around a tree or something. If you're making a bracelet though, I really think the second rubber band helps the whole design look more substantial. Almost to the end. And there we are. And so here it just depends on what you're doing. If you're planning to extend, you can just keep this end on your hook to attach to your loom and pop the whole design off. And there you go. If you want it to be longer, you would just hook this on the end of the loom when you've laid out additional rubber bands. And if you want instead to wear it, you could either tie it off or attach a C-clip. I prefer to always tie off the ends of my bracelets, especially if my 5-year-old daughter is going to wear them, because what I find is occasionally the C-clip pops off and then the whole bracelet starts coming apart. But if you make a slip knot at the end, then even if the C-clip comes off, the bracelet's secure. To make the slip knot, you see how this has 2 sides? Take the 2 rubber bands that are on one side through the center of the other and pull tight. I would then attach my C-clip right to these 2 rubber bands and around here to wear. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make a garland on your Rainbow Loom. If you liked this video, do consider checking out my other videos. I now have a series on making charms using only the hook, which is kind of a fun thing to try if you haven't done it. Each of these is made without a loom. I also, of course, have lots of designs that are on the Rainbow Loom, including, if you're feeling Christmassy, the Christmas tree, the Santa's hat, and even an ugly Christmas sweater. So please consider subscribing to my channel and look for my other videos for other fun projects to do. Thank you again for watching, and do request other videos. I listen and I try and give you what you would like to see. Thank you.